If you want to know what the Kardashians would look like if they played Shitara in a movie, well, there you go.
I will cut you.
How dare you say that to me?
Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Hello there, my YouTube minions. It is I, your unfriendly neighborhood Skeletor. Now, today I, Skeletor, am going to present to you all a new segment, one that I call I, Skeletor Master AI Art. Well, attempt to master AI art, as best I could. That's right. Now, I've done a couple of videos where I've reacted to a channel dedicated to artificial art, and I thought, hey, why don't I, Skeletor, try it? And so I decided, why not start with the Thundercats? Besides, I already reacted to the He-Man and She-Ra artificial art, and you know, I'm extremely interested to find out how an artificial intelligence program would depict my beloved Shitara. Now, it took quite a while, as I have absolutely no idea what the hell I'm doing.
Oh my god, it's worse than I thought.
I've never even gone onto an AI program before, so needless to say, this was all very new to me. I actually think I did a pretty good job of it, but don't take my word. See for yourself. I present to you the Thundercats, made by artificial intelligence, as instructed by me, Skeletor.
You'll never convince me those things work.
And keep in mind, I only use a written description to make this art. So, enough of this blathering.
Let's not have any more talk.
Let's watch these, shall we? Alright, before I show you my attempts at the Thundercats AI art, I want to tell you first my process.
What's your process?
2 parts rain, 1 part sun, 1 part childlike wonder.
Like I said, there was a pretty big learning curve here, and I didn't use just one program. I had to bounce around from different programs.
Explain how.
I think I ended up with Bing's AI art. I'll put the links in the description of the programs that I used. Anyway,
what are we waiting for? Let's get this show on the road.
Let's start with the kids, shall we? So I started with Wily Cat. Now I want you all to keep in mind that when you're making artificial art, it never goes smoothly the first time.
Who cares?
Actually, maybe even the first 20 times. It always looks horrible. I saved some of the horrible ones just to show you how bad it can actually be, especially when you're only using a description. Point in case, this was one of my first attempts at Wily Cat.
This is the worst.
Now, as you can see, not exactly a good depiction of Wily Cat.
It's stinky is what it is.
Maybe if the Thundercats were casted by Netflix, perhaps, but otherwise, no. And it's funny, when I first saw this, I thought that I was pulling out an image from Instagram. But no, this was an actual art depiction. Now, of course, since that one looked a little too human, I had to lean a little more heavily on the cat aspect of it.
You see a mistake and try not to make it again?
So when you're describing to the computer, you say, make him look like a cat, which, incidentally, most of these AI programs don't like you using the word little boy and furry. It doesn't want to create it for some reason, and I can't imagine why they'd have such a problem with it.
I'm not a pervert.
So it was hard. I had to work around a lot of wordplay.
These robots just never learn, do they?
That's why I got this one here.
What is it?
Now, some people are probably out there going, "Aw, so cute."
Hello, cutie pie.
Yes, it is cute, but not accurate. Next, I try to get more human with it, and I got this one here.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Dennis the Menace version of Wily Cat.
Ew, doesn't that garbage make you feel yucky?
Again, cute, but not accurate. And last but not least, this was the one that I actually liked the most. I mean, I like this one because at least his features are more cat-like without actually being a cat, which was a hard balance for the artificial intelligence program to work out.
Just being practical.
So, this one here is my personal favorite for Wily Cat. But you tell me which one was yours.
What's the use?
Alright, now on to Wily Kit.
Sounds like fun.
Again, like before, I had to skirt around some sensitive issues because they don't like little girl and furry kitty. The AI finds it taboo.
But what's it all for?
So in order to actually get this one to work, I had to go a little more cartoonish. Point in case, my first picture here. Now, not horrible. It kept giving them tails, even though I never actually told them to put a tail. But I guess you put cats into the machine and they just instantly put a tail.
I'll get you for this.
I tried not to put a tail, but I just gave up at some point. Like, all right, put a tail. Maybe they should have had tails in the first place.
Hey!
Anyway, so this was my first attempt, and actually it wasn't horrible. But I wanted it a little more realistic. So I went in this direction.
Look, they're real.
And, you know, it wasn't horrible either. I actually don't mind it, although the face looks a little bizarre. But actually, this was one of my favorite ones. Maybe a little too realistic, so I tried to lean a little more heavily on the anime aspect. But the minute you say the word anime, well, this is what you get. Now, while this is adorable, and probably belongs on a kawaii-addicted Japanese girl's wall, it's not what I was personally looking for here.
Me neither.
So then I just came up with this one here. I don't know. This was the best I could do for her. Granted, I do believe that it's not as cat-like as I would have liked to have made it, but I still thought it was the best of the bunch.
You can't find anything better?
I know, it's between that one and perhaps this one here. But there you have it. That's my Wily kit.
It's all over.
Again, I want to know what you all think. Which image you like the best for each character?
You are always right.
Now, I don't know why it was, but Tigra I had the most trouble with, and I really don't understand why. I think I had to go through 3 different programs to get one that I actually liked.
I'm surprised.
And I don't even remember which is which, so I can't tell you which one. When I said that they don't always turn out good, despite how well I describe it, this next one's point in case.
What in the cat's-eyed cosmos?
This was one of my first attempts. If you ever wanted to know what Tiger would look like if he was played by the Rock Dwayne Johnson, well, there you have it.
It doesn't matter what your name is!
This one was absolutely horrible.
A long-haired, 7 feet, 500-pound piece of monkey crap.
But I had to include it because it was also very hilarious. And because it was a little sillier looking, as a human, I tried to go more, comic booky.
We can learn from the past.
So that's why I got this one here.
Who is that?
Which, I think it looked kind of awesome. However, I really don't think it was accurate to Tigra. But the one I actually liked the most was this one here.
This is great!
I don't know. I really like this one. I know he may look a little more tiger than man, but I really like the way it looks. Again, not accurate to Tigra.
No.
But the best I could do. The face is what I like the most. But again, let me know what you guys think.
This is not any Tigra that I know.
Which was your favorite? Alright, the next one. Actually, I got pretty good right away, so I didn't really take too much time on Panthro for whatever reason.
Don't get your hopes up yet.
The 2 that I finalized were this one here.
The great Panthro. I am not impressed.
Which I kind of like, although I found him to look a little too much like an evil version of Aladdin's genie. But still not horrible, and yes, I tried to put the suspenders with the spikes, just never turned out right. For those wondering, this was supposed to be nunchucks.
Oh, a fellow chucker, eh?
And I actually typed nunchucks into the bloody AI 1,000 times. They had no idea what I'm talking about.
Nobody is perfect.
This was the thing they thought when I said nunchuck. So if you're asking why he's got these things in his hand, don't ask me. Ask AI why they can't come to grips with a nunchuck.
Best we can do is this.
But actually, facially though, I thought I nailed it.
Let's see what you've got.
Which is this next one here. I actually don't mind it. I don't know why he's got that thin little hipster mustache here.
You're no work of art yourself.
I didn't describe a mustache, but to be honest, this was the best I could do facially for him. And I actually don't mind it. Looks pretty good.
I prefer it.
In my opinion, that was Panthro.
You did it.
Alright, Lionel was kind of funny, and I don't know why. The first time I described Lionel, I got this ridiculous picture here.
What have you done to Lionel?
If you ever wondered what Carrot Top would look like playing Lionel in a film, well, there you have it.
Look at the top of his head.
I don't know what this soul patch here is. I promise you all, I did not describe this.
Oh, no!
This was all the AI's doing. Don't look at me weirdly, because I swear I had nothing to do with that.
Gross.
But again, too human looking, so again I tried to lean harder on the lion aspect.
That would be admitting failure.
And that's when you come up with this here, which, bodily isn't horrible, but, that face. This is the Care Bear version of Lionel. Thundercats, Care Bear, Stare! So then I try to get him a little more muscular, so I lean a little heavier on the muscles. As, that's one thing when you look at Lionel, is distinctive, his roided up physique.
Lionel's a big boy.
So I came up with this one.
Why, I'm grown.
Again, I only said a long sword, and it gives him this dagger here, which I did not ask for.
It's a matter of honor.
And I also never said make him look like Seth Rogen cosplaying.
No.
Look at him. You can almost hear that horrible laugh. Next, again I wanted it to look a little more lionish, so I leaned a little heavier on the lion face. And I came up with this one right after, and not horrible. I kinda liked it, except for he got a Kevin Bacon look to him.
I mean, what the hell is going on?
Isn't there something we can do?
But in the end, I tried a lot of different things, but I settled on this last one. This was the one I liked the most.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Mostly because his outfit looked the best of the ones that I tried to do. This was the best sword, and the face didn't look horrible, so...
The fine figure of a Thundercat you've grown up to be, Lionel.
For me, this was the best Lionel I could do.
And so handsome, too.
Not saying it's perfect, not saying it's even good.
That's right.
Just the best I could do.
I am Lionel, Lord of the Thundercats.
Alright, now for the one that I took the most time with, and used several different programs as well, because I wanted to get this character just right. And I think you all know who I'm talking about.
A foregone conclusion.
That's right, Shitara.
I am Shitara.
Now, again, the first time you do it, it never looks right. I actually typed up athletic woman with cheetah-like face and cheetah print, carrying a bow staff. And this is what they gave me.
He molested, murdered, and mutilated her.
FYI, for those of you who want to do your own AI art, you have to be descriptive, but not too descriptive. So I had to change my approach, like pretty girl with cat ears and cat eyes, cheetah print tattoos, things like that. Again, it constantly gives her a tail, which I never said. But the minute you put cheetah and cat, it just automatically puts a tail in.
But I am a woman.
Anyway, my next attempt, different program, this one here. Now, granted, they do look hot. I'm not going to say they don't. They don't look like Shitara. Well, they look like Shitara if Shitara was a Kardashian.
I don't think she was.
If you want to know what the Kardashians would look like, if they played Shitara in a movie, well, there you go.
I will cut you.
How dare you say that to me?
I'm pretty sure a lot of you will probably be taking a screenshot of this picture, and this might be a screensaver on a lot of your screens. However, not for me, Skeletor.
The code of Thundera forbids it.
The Kardashians don't do it for me.
I mean, whatever.
Again, I tried to lean into the more cat-like aspect of it, and I got this one, and I kind of actually liked this one. Not my favorite, but I did like it. And no, not just because she's naked.
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Stupid sexy.
Then keep in mind, I never said naked. I always said orange, one-piece, swimsuit.
There isn't.
That's how I described it. But for some reason, I said bare feet, and they made her whole bare.
So they can see what it was like.
See, this is how temperamental it is. For some reason, they kept giving her running shoes. I tried boots. It just never worked. So I went with bare feet. Now, I have no idea why I decided to stick an arrow in her neck. I said bow, staff. I think it thought maybe bow and arrows, and just stuck an arrow in her neck. I don't know why it did that.
I've got a score to settle.
This is why you can't trust AI yet. It still needs to evolve a little more. But I actually kind of like this one. Then I tried to change program and wanted to make her a little more cartoony.
I am ready to get hurt again.
And I came up with this one here. Again, cute, but not Shitara to me.
Why doesn't mine look like that?
And this is what I was telling you. I didn't say running shoes. I just said she was running, and it just gave her running shoes. Incidentally, if you work for Nike or a company like that, I will say AI does an amazing job at designing running shoes. But anyway, this was a more cartoon-looking one. Probably something you'd see on Nickelodeon, but again, not my favorite.
And was too much for me.
No, the last two I'm going to present are kind of a toss-up for me, because they're both different, but I like them both for different reasons. This one here might be my favorite one. Again, bow staff, gave her a bow and arrow. Don't ask me why. A tail here, which I didn't request, but there you have it. But otherwise, pretty good, I would say. And probably one of my favorite ones. I think this one is actually the prettiest Shitara that I've done.
She's so beautiful. In a kind of evil way, of course.
But this next one, I tried to make her a little more realistic, more human looking. And the next one I got was pretty badass. This one right here. Again, running shoes that I did not request. The tail is just floating here for some reason. Now, I do think it's a little too skinny to be Shitara.
You know what they say, love is blind.
You, sir, are a moron.
But what I really liked was the face here. I don't know. Something about that face I think is pretty badass.
No.
Again, it's a toss-up for me because I like them both for different reasons. While I do think the last one was a little more pretty, this one just looks a little more dangerous like this. I like to live dangerously. You know what I mean.
Oh, behave.
Now again, her hair is supposed to be yellow and not orange.
Even so.
But the minute you mention colors, it just starts putting colors at random places. Obviously, there's tricks to this that I still have yet to learn, and if any of you are more adept at this, well, let me know what I'm doing wrong.
Ignorant slut.
I will say these two are my favorite. To me, it's a toss-up, so I leave it to you all. Which one do you like the best?
They're the same picture.
Now, that was all the Thundercats.
There must be a little extra somewhere.
Now, I know a lot of you are out there going, but Skeletor, what about Mumra? But yes, don't worry, Skeletor didn't leave you hanging.
I quit listening.
So my first attempt at Mumra was kind of hilarious.
How can it be?
Again, if you guys ever wanted to know what John Cena would look like if he played Mumra in a film, well, now you have it.
He's like a jar of mayonnaise with eyeballs and a ketchup haircut.
Do not cast John Cena as Mumra.
God built me strong. Forget to give me praise.
You are disgusting. You'll never find love.
Now, I did say giant, muscular, mummy-like man with a blue skin, with a red headdress, with snakes on the top, and then it did this.
What? How?
Now, I didn't know exactly how to describe his outfit, so I just said tribal. And let the computer figure it out.
You may have got the better of these robots.
And actually, I thought it did pretty good. Not this one. But you know what? The next one wasn't too bad. Now you can see it leaned pretty heavy on the native aspect, but I actually like this one. His face looks a little more zombie-like and evil.
No!
Body is pretty accurate. Not my favorite, but not a bad one.
Your puny efforts are futile.
This next one, again I said snakes, and I don't know what the heck this was here. His face looks a lot more zombie-like here. Not horrible, but again, not my favorite one.
I don't understand.
I think this one I found to be my actual favorite one. I think the face looks a little more gruesome here. It looks more muscular in this, more imposing. Maybe it's his position. Maybe it's more because he's doing that pose. I don't know. I like his loincloth. That looks a lot better. These ribbons going down. I felt it looked more accurate. His headdress isn't the most accurate looking, but still I think the rest of it was probably the best I could do.
There is nothing you can do.
And keep in mind, I only picked my 4 favorite ones. I have a lot more failures that I've done.
Terrible.
Well, at least I liked it, didn't I?
So when I say that this was the best one, I'm talking out of like 50. Because I kept trying and trying and failing and failing. But anyway, these were the best that I could do. Alright, that was my attempt at making the Thundercats using artificial art. Admittedly, I am a noob to this, but I did learn a lot in the process of making this, and I had a lot of fun.
Just doing this for his art.
So most likely I'll probably be doing more of this. Probably make my own version of He-Man and me, Skeletor.
Just what everybody needs.
And perhaps other 80s cartoons. What 80s cartoon would you like Skeletor to see if he could render an AI art?
Oh, yeah. Art.
I might do a whole evil cartoon villains one. I don't know. I'll let you all decide in the comments.
Oh, you don't want to know what I really think.
Anyway, let me know what you thought. Which was your favorite one?
I'll tell you what I think of it.
I did not.
Which Shitara would you pin up?
I mean, who says exactly what they're thinking?
Anyway, if you like this and want to see more, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Shitology. Until next time.